Study. After you and Artem started living together, the two of you have begun to adapt to each other's routines and your brand new furnishings. From the way you move around the house, completing your daily tasks to where you place your mouthwash cups, it's all about the sweet, albeit trifling, everyday details. And you two have decided to alter the decorations at home according to your living habits. Artem is in charge of the bedroom, while you take care of the study. Great, all done. Placing the last stack of books on the bottom shelf, you are now free to admire the fruits of your labor from this morning. You hear a light knock on the study door and see Artem casually leaning against the open doorway.
침실 쪽은 다 정리했어요. 이쪽도 좀 도와줄까요?
Nope, I've already wrapped things up here. Artem enters the study, his gaze focusing on the center shelf where you've placed the pair of puppets you two had mended together, symbolizing a shared life.
아이들한테 적당한 위치를 찾아줬네요.
Previously, you two had temporarily placed the puppets on the top shelf for various reasons, but you've since moved them to a different spot on the bookshelf. Now they look like they belong. They're our first mementos since we moved here, so I wanted to place them in an easily visible place. They'll be a constant reminder of the stories from then, especially since we'll be able to see them all the time.
우린 역시 잘 통하는 것 같아요.
Huh?
침실을 정리할 때 나도 기념품을 어디에 둘지 가장 먼저 고민했거든요. 내 답을 확인해 볼래요? 그리고 아직 결정 못한 게 있어서 당신 의견이 필요해요.
Sure, let's go check out the bedroom then. Bedroom. Returning to the bedroom, you find all the items that hold your precious memories neatly arranged there. You look at one memento after another, your memories rippling as a surge of familiar happenings rushes into your mind.
지금 우리는 같은 생각을 하고 있는 것 같네요.
And that is...
남은 반나절 동안 기념품이랑 관련된 추억을 다시 한번 되돌아보고 싶다고 생각했죠?
Yes, but that isn't all. More specifically, I only want to do it with you.
그럼 우리 어디서부터 아니면 어떤 추억부터 이야기해 볼까요?
Let me think. This would be a good start. Home theater. On the night Artem returns to Sally's after his month-long business trip, the two of you decide to stay home and watch a movie. Return in 3 days. Is this the one you want to watch tonight, Artem?
맞아요. DVD는 세 번째 줄에 있을 거예요. 한번 찾아봐요. 그럼 난 드라이 클리너에 옷 좀 넣고 올게요. 금방이에요.
You find the disc and get the projector set up. Shortly after, Artem returns and pulls you down to cuddle in a corner of the sofa. But he suddenly sits up and pauses the movie just 5 minutes after you hit play.
잠깐만요.
Is something wrong? Artem rubs his brow, looking somewhat frustrated.
출장 갔을 때 입었던 코트를 방금 드라이 클리너에 넣었는데 코트 주머니에 있는 물건을 꺼낸다는 걸 깜빡했어요.
Oh, what was in the pocket?
아주 중요한 거예요.
Living room. The household dry cleaner is running. Its digital screen shows that there are still 8 minutes left, with the digits changing every second. Before you can suggest waiting for a few more minutes, Artem has already hit the pause button at lightning speed. What could be so important that it's made him this anxious? As the machine pauses after another 2 seconds, he pulls out a dark coat and reaches into its side pocket. You also glance over out of curiosity.
하, 다행히 무사하네요.
That's. Artem is holding a keychain featuring the two dolls with oversized hats that bear a striking resemblance to the two of you. I gave those to you as a birthday gift. Did you take them with you on the business trip?
네, 장거리 출장 때는 같이 가져가요. 보통은 캐리어에 넣어두는데 이번에는
Artem closes his hand and the two dolls came together in an intimate hug as if they've also just reunited after a brief separation.
출장 기간이 길다 보니 그냥 몸에 지니고 다녔거든요. 결국 실수로 주머니에 넣는 바람에 그래도 다행히 망가지진 않았네요.
You still remember the reason you prepared this gift for him. You hoped the dolls could help you and Artem keep each other company when you two are apart. It seems they have faithfully fulfilled your wish for them, staying by Artem's side while you were thousands of miles away, each of you immersed in your own pursuits. Artem puts away the keychain safely and reaches out to you.
가요. 영화 마저 봐야죠.
Wait, I think we've forgotten about this. You gesture towards the forgotten dry cleaner, which sits helplessly waiting for the next order.
참.
Artem puts his coat back and the machine starts working again after a short interlude.
급하게 열쇠 고리를 확인한다고 드라이 클리너를 중간에 꺼버렸네요. 나 꼭 바보 같죠?
No, you weren't. Inexplicable emotions stir in your heart as you look at the dark circles under Artem's eyes from his arduous journey. You wrap your arms around his waist. To me, what you just did was simply a gesture of how much you miss me. I've been busy since I got back home, so I haven't had a chance to tell you, but I miss you too. Alright then, let's get back to the movie and let the dry cleaner do its job. The glow from your home theater seems to remind you of the movie you still need to finish watching and of the long night ahead. If I had known the dolls would accompany you through thousands of miles on countless business trips to so many different cities, I would have chosen a more durable material. Wall felt is a reasonably sturdy material, and Artem has done a good job keeping the dolls safe, but after all this time, their edges are inevitably starting to show signs of wear.
주머니에 넣고 다니지 않게 신경 쓸게요.
I know, but it'd be even better if they could always stay at home. After all, each time they go on a trip is another time that you and Artem have to be apart. You shake your head, trying hard to chase away the distressing thoughts. I want to make a couple more of them and place them around the house. Do you think it would be nice if I put them on that cabinet?
투명한 수납함도 하나 추가해서 한 대 모아두면 좋겠네요.
That's a great idea. Let's measure the size first and order another storage bin. You suddenly remember something interesting you had once heard. They say that when you get something new for your home, you often find yourself wanting something else. And as this Cycle continues, you never seem to have enough storage space. Maybe you should change the way you look at this. You only need more storage space because there's more love, hope, and longing you want to express and receive in return. Several frequently used cosmetic products are placed on the dressing table. Sometimes Artem watches me apply makeup with a smile after finishing his morning routine. A pair of exquisite porcelain coffee mugs. This one is mine. Oh wait, no, it's Artem's. Mine is on the counter. Forest plantation area. It's around that time of year when the red bean trees are in bloom again. Autumn takes you to the woodlands to show you the red bean tree he planted as a child. The old man guarding the woodlands still recognizes Artem. As his gaze falls on your clasped hand, he teases the two of you with a happy smile.
보아하니 그쪽 홍두가 제대로 열매를 맺은 것 같군요. 하지만 때가 좋지 않네요. 홍두나무에 병이 들어서 약을 치려고 준비하고 있거든요.
병이라고요? 심각한가요?
각반병이에요. 다행히 심각하진 않아서 병든 잎에 약을 치면 천천히 회복될 거예요.
Looking in the direction the old man is pointing, you notice small brown spots on several leaves amidst the otherwise lush green foliage. The old man pushes a heavy ladder over while carrying a tube of medicine on his back. Suddenly he stumbles and Atom hurries to reach out and steady him. Watching the old man falter as he walks ahead, you can't help but feel somewhat worried. You exchange a glance with Artem, instantly understanding each other's thoughts.
어르신, 저희가 도와드릴 테니 어떻게 해야 하는지 알려주세요.
됐어요, 됐어. 이건 내일인걸요.
We don't just want to help you out. This tree has a special meaning to us. I in particular, want to do something for it.
그런 거라면 좋아요. 두 사람한테 가르쳐 줄게요.
The old man patiently teaches you and Atom how to administer medicine a few times. After making sure that both of you have learned everything, he's finally convinced to leave it to you while he moves on to perform other tasks. You put on the protective gear and climb up the tall work ladder with the medicine tube on your back, eager to put theory into practice as you examine the 6 spots on the crown of the trees. But the ladder unexpectedly wobbles under your feet. Oh!
걱정 마요.
The ladder is steadied as Artem's reassuring voice comes from below.
사다리는 내가 잡고 있을 테니까 긴장하지 말고 천천히 해요.
Relax. Sunlight pours through the thick foliage into Artem. An idea suddenly occurs to you as your gaze follows the speck of light. By the way, didn't you say you saw an entire tree of flowers the last time you were here?
맞아요. 하지만 꽃이 피는 개화기라 그때 홍두 열매를 구하진 못했어요. 근데 또 우리가 만난 그 해의 열매를 우연찮게 찾을 수 있었지만요. 서로를 알게 된 이후로 이렇게 기묘한 우연이 늘 생기는 것 같아요.
Wind blows through the forest, carrying the fragrance of unknown flowers from afar.
뭐 보고 있어요?
Oh, it's nothing. You use the leaves to hide your slightly burning face and think to yourself, so this is how the red bean flowers see the world. Once upon a time, on the day after a night of rain, a gentle and honest young man earnestly wished for his love to be reciprocated under the branches and flowers of the red bean tree. Maybe there was also a similar wind blowing through the woodlands, carrying with it fragrances from afar, enveloping the man in a flowery fragrance. While the wind whispers, so does the heart flutter. In a daze, you feel as though the scene from back then is merging with what's in front of your eyes at this moment. But now, the person who once waited under the tree has promised to spend his life with you.
계속 할 거예요?
Autumn's voice suddenly pulls you back to reality.
서 있는 게 힘들면 내가 할게요.
Oh, I'm not tired. I'll keep going. It's almost dusk when you finally finish applying the medicine to the red bean tree. It's time for you and Artem to leave. I hope it gets better soon. Doesn't it feel magical? We've done something so small, yet it feels like I've become a part of its life.
사실 당신은 이미 그러고 있어요. 정교한 주사위가 우리 증표인 것처럼 이 홍도나무도 우리를 지켜본 증인 중 하나인 셈이거든요. 난 우리가 삶의 여러 단계를 지나오는 걸 홍도나무가 쭉 지켜보고 있다고 생각해요. 한 해가 지날수록 나이테가 느는 것처럼 해마다 계속 이어지겠죠. 날이 곧 어두워질 것 같네요. 우리 그만 내려가죠. 다음에 꽃 필 때 다시 와요.
Okay. The two of you embark on the journey back hand in hand. As you're about to leave, you glance back once more and see the large and green red bean tree in the distance. Next year, or sometime further in the future, new branches will grow from the red bean tree and you'll see it covered in flowers once more. A new ring with each passing year, one after another. Hopefully, it will always stay green and keep you company until both of you grow old and your hair turns gray. It's been a while since we last visited the red bean tree.
우리 시간 내서 보러 가볼까요?
How does this weekend sound?
일기예보에서 주말에 비가 온다고 했었어요.
Well, I think it'd be nice to see the red bean tree after rain. And how it looks like when it's budding in spring or covered with winter snow. I don't want to miss any of it. It feels like
홍두나무의 네 계절을 우리가 함께한 것 같죠.
you look up excitedly, meeting Artem's profound gaze as he continues from where you left off, as if reading your mind. Exactly. From now on, you'll be there to witness all 4 seasons of the red bean tree for decades to come. Shop. In the morning, you and Artem clean up the room together. However, you accidentally spill some essential oil on Artem's eye mask while adding it to the aroma diffuser.
The strong lavender fragrance quickly seeps into the fabric, penetrating every layer of fiber. Its overwhelming scent makes you dizzy. It looks like the eye mask will have to be thrown out. So, you take Artem to a shopping mall to buy a new one, where he tries several options recommended by a store employee. What about this one? How does it feel?
뭔가 불편한데.
Oh, then let's try a new one. You undo the knot behind Artem's ears, remove the eye mask for him, and pick up another one. What about this one? It's from the same brand as your old one, and it feels nice and soft to the touch. As you're about to have Artem put on the mask, you unintentionally brush the cool silk ribbons across the nape of his neck. Artem shivered slightly, lifting a hand to stop you. His voice sounds somewhat dejected.
아니면 그냥 하지 말까요? 기분 탓일 수도 있지만 뭘 써봐도 전에 쓰던 것보다 별로인 것 같아요.
But you can't use that one anymore. It's a shame that it's already sold out, otherwise we could get you an identical one. Autumn's old eye mask had a unique design. There were two eyes making a funny expression printed on the front, a far cry from his usual style. You first found out about the secret of Autumn's mask during a trip before you started dating. Back then, you were very surprised to discover this hidden side of him. But now, after all this time, the two of you have already begun to shape your everyday life together. Still, you didn't expect his old mask to be so popular that it would sell out in all the shops.
새로 사는 것보다 원래 쓰던 걸 다시 쓰고 싶어요.
But the smell from the essential oil is too strong. It might affect your sleep.
괜찮아요. 몇 번 더 헹구면 향이 연해지겠죠. 그래도 안 되면 라벤더 향이랑 같이 자는 게 점점 습관이 될지도 몰라요.
You'll get used to it.
향기를 맡으면 오늘 있었던 작은 에피소드가 떠오를 거예요. 그럼 더 편히 잠들 수 있겠죠.
Autumn takes your hand in his exceptionally warm palm.
당신이 내 습관 속에 스며드는 게 좋아요. 자연스럽게 어우러지는 것도 좋고 가끔 일어나는 뜻밖의 상황도 그렇고요. 이렇게 조금씩 추억이 쌓이면서 손에 익은 물건에 우리가 함께 지내는 일상의 흔적이 남는 것도 좋다고 생각해요.
So why don't we head home and see if there's a way to get rid of the smell quickly? We might just see if that mask if we work at it.
좋아요.
The smell's almost gone.
우리가 찾아낸 청소 팁이 꽤 유용했네요. 아, 참. 며칠 전에 가게에서 똑같은 모델의 안대가 들어왔다는 메시지를 받았어요. 마침 하나 더 살 수 있겠네요. 어떤 색이 좋아요?
Huh? I thought your old mask didn't smell anymore. Do you still need a new one? Seeing the gentle smile in Artem's eyes, you instantly grasped his intentions. Oh, we can both wear the same kind of mask. You know what? We can do that with a lot of other things beside the eye mask too. Why don't we go to the mall tomorrow and have a good look around? You put away the mask, moving a glass of water on the table as you do, while Artem organized the books on the bedside table. Suddenly, the two of you stop what you're doing and share a smile. Warm sunlight pierces through the French window, shining upon your long, peaceful, and cozy life. Your residence. Artem came to your apartment this afternoon to help you pack in preparation for moving into your new residence together. As you place the daily necessities you brought down from the second floor one by one into your storage bin, you notice the teddy bear Artem once gave you as a gift. You gently pinch its paw with a smile. The bear can play recorded sounds when you press the button on its striped paw, and the one you listen to most often is a lullaby Artem recorded. But this time, you don't hear anything after you press the button. Is the battery dead?
배터리를 바꿔봐요.
But the little bear remains silent even after you change its battery. It sits silently on the coffee table, looking sad with its head dropping down. Artem picks up the teddy bear, unzips its bag, and performs a quick examination of what's inside.
스피커의 전선이 느슨해진 것 같네요. 꽉 조이면 될 거예요. 내가 고쳐볼게요.
Okay, I'll fetch the toolkit. You sit down next to Artem after you pass the tools to him, feeling a bit anxious as you watch him operate on the bear. Artem puts down the tools helplessly almost as soon as he picks them up, possibly because of your anxious gaze.
긴장할 것 없어요. 내가 못 고치면 전문 수리점에 맡기면 되니까요. 사실 둘이 같이 살게 되면 자기 전에 잘 자라고 말해줄 수도 있고 또 자장가를 불러줄 수도 있어요. 함께 있으면서 위로하는 건 고민형보다 내가 더 잘해요. 당신이 뭘 좋아하는지 기분이 어떤지도 더 잘 알죠.
I know that, but I guess I'm just getting more and more greedy. I want you by my side wishing me good night, but I also want that version of you who recorded a song in front of a teddy bear on my birthday. I want to keep every single memory we shared and the mementos we have to remember them by forever.
알겠어요.
Artem returns his gaze with a smile and lowers his head, starting to examine the speaker he just removed from the teddy bear. Artem, how did you come up with giving this to me as a birthday present and recording this lullaby? It doesn't seem like something you would normally do.
아마 그때 나도 욕심이 나서 그랬을 거예요.
Huh? Artem is sitting with his back turned toward the French window as the setting sun hangs slightly above his left shoulder, the perfect backdrop for his calm and gentle gaze.
일하는 곳 말고도 당신이 필요로 하는 어떤 삶의 풍경이든 난 당신이랑 함께하고 싶어요. 그때는 목소리로 이 바람을 이룰 수 있다는 것만으로도 충분히 행운이라고 생각했어요. 근데 눈 떠보니 우리가 새 집으로 이사갈 준비를 하고 있더라고요. 같이 사는 삶이라는 거. 요 며칠 난 전혀 실감나질 않아요. 꿈이 이루어진 것 같기도 하고 그냥 꿈인 것 같기도 해서 두려워요.
Of course, it's not a dream.
알아요. 지금 내 옆에 앉은 당신을 보면 이 모든 게 더할 나위 없는 진짜라는 게 느껴지거든요.
Autumn hands you the teddy bear, and the sensation your fingers touching serves as a tangible reminder that this is not a dream. Instead, it's the dawn of a new life, one that both of you have been eagerly awaiting.
이젠 될 거예요. 한번 확인해 봐요.
Autumn places the little bear back on the bed, accidentally pressing the button in its right paw. The familiar, unaccompanied lullaby starts playing softly, slowly. You can't help but laugh as Autumn scrambles to turn it off. It's been a long time since it had a new song in its repertoire. You should record some new songs with it when you have the time.
새로운 노래. 사실 잠들기 좋은 노래 중에서 할 줄 아는 게 별로 없거든요.
Maybe we can consider some other options like poems or stories.
이야기를 해달라고요? 그런 건 할 수 있죠. 이야기를 몇 개 골라봐요. 저녁에 녹음해 볼게요.
Okay. Supermarket. And finally, we have the yogurt. That's everything. On a Friday evening, you and Artem come to the supermarket to buy some ingredients. Upon seeing how crowded it is inside, the two of you make the wise decision to split up. You are responsible for vegetables and snacks, while Artem's responsible for fetching the meats, condiments, and seasoning. After gathering all the ingredients needed for your dinner menu, you take your shopping cart and go to find Artem. Artem, I'm almost done here. What about you? Artem is standing in front of a shelf of different seasonings, fixing the overwhelming variety with a serious gaze as he tries to decide between them.
난... 여기 있네요. 당신이 오자마자 눈에 딱 보이다니.
This bottle looks familiar. Looking at the ingredients and seasonings in your shopping cart, you consider the possible combinations and think of a familiar dish. I remember now, you used that to make a herbal soup at the Winter Wish Festival.
맞아요. 당신이 좋아하는 것 같아서 한 번 더 만들어 보려고요.
It tastes great. I really like it. But the herbal soup wasn't the only memory you and Artem had created at last year's Winter Wish Festival. What happened back then was no less than chaos, but everything turned out surprisingly well.
왜 그래요? 피곤해요? 거의 다 됐어요. 이제 집으로 가면 돼요.
No, I was just thinking about our last Winter Wish Festival. But then there was still so much we were too embarrassed to talk about openly. But now I feel like we're growing more and more accustomed to being with each other. It's almost as if we've become integral parts of each other's lives.
맞아요. 나도 모르는 사이에 당신의 음식 취향도 잘 알게 됐고요. 살 거 더 남았어요?
Let me think. Alright, what about that seasoning I stumbled upon that one time? It actually tasted quite nice. Let's get another bottle of that and use it to make some new dishes.
방금 전에 그 조미료를 봤거든요. 아마 저기 어디쯤에... 찾았어요. 여기 있네요.
Autumn picks up a seasoning jar from the top shelf and places it in the shopping cart, one of his hands resting on the handle and the other hanging by his side, waiting for you to hold hands with them. You take a step forward and take his hand with a smile as you walk side by side into the bustling crowd ahead. We have everything we need now. Let's head home. Autumn, how do you want to celebrate this year's Winter Wish Festival? Should we take a trip or have a relaxing time at home? If only we could do both at the same time.
지금부터 겨울 소원제를 준비하는 건 너무 이르지 않을까요?
Well, we have to plan ahead if we're going to celebrate it properly. Besides, time flies when you have a festival to look forward to.
그럼 올해의 명절을 전부 나열해서 전체적인 스케줄을 짜보는 게 좋겠네요. 겨울 소원제뿐만 아니라 앞으로 찾아올 명절 모두를 우리 둘이 같이 보내는 거예요.
I'm already looking forward to it. When the next Winter Witch Festival arrives and all households in Stellis are brightly lit, you and Artem will also be turning on the light at your sweet little home to welcome the new year. A metal book stand shaped like a projector is a creative souvenir from the Stellis Movie Museum. All the new merchandise from the museum look quite interesting. I should check them out with Artem when we have some free time. The grey sofa looks simple and elegant. Artem has carefully adjusted its angle and position. It's much more comfortable to watch a movie from here. An automatic coffee machine is sitting on the counter. A morning coffee kickstarts a day full of energy. Cinema. The remastered version of the black and white classic Night Voyage has just hit the theaters, so you and Arthur made time to go watch it. The old movie, released last century, fails to attract a large audience. With only 5 minutes before the movie, the two of you are still the only ones in the theater. Artem, do you still remember what it was like the last time we watched Night Voyage together?
당연하죠.
Artem holds up your hand, his finger tapping lightly on your palm.
영화도 그렇지만 당신의 등불 신호도 기억해요. 그때 이 말은 모두 선배를 돕고 싶어 해요 라는 뜻이라고 나한테 알려줬었죠. 이건 모든 문제를 혼자서 짊어지지 않아도 돼요 라는 뜻이고.
In the silent darkness, a lamp signal tapped by a finger conveys more meaning than just words, so you tap on the center of his palm in reply. Artem was troubled by Mr. Highland's vengeance the first time you two watched Night Voyage together. As usual, he tried to solve the problem on his own, not wanting to burden those close to him. So, you used a plot point from the movie to tell him that it's okay to talk to others and seek help, and that you're willing to share all his burdens. You created that lamp signal on the spot to comfort him, but you didn't expect that he would remember it so well. Artem has finished tapping both lamp signals, but instead of stopping, he continues leaving impressions on the center of your palm, sometimes light, sometimes heavy. What is this?
나도 등불 신호가 생각났거든요. 영화 속 대사예요. 그리고 지금 내가 당신한테 하고 싶은 말이기도 하고요.
Artem begins slowly and he's slowing down even more, as if carefully considering every word he taps with utter sincerity. Your lamp signal. Light, light, heavy. You repeat his rhythm silently, trying to interpret his thoughts in this moment. By the time he stops, the fun happens to start and dark wave sweeps over you. Artem holds your hands, his voice almost inaudible in the roaring sea wind.
일단 영화부터 보죠. 영화가 끝나면 답을 알려줄게요.
The 90-minute movie is like a long, isolated dream. The two of you hold hands in the darkness as your hearts follow the protagonist's adventure, rising and falling on the sea. But the plot doesn't interest you as much this time. Instead, you're more focused on the lamp signals hidden within the dialogue until the protagonist says a certain line. Huh? Autumn's reaction. An idea flashes across your mind. You have a vague answer. Street. After the film finishes, you and Artem leave the theater and walk slowly along the street. Huge posters of Night Voyage on either side of the street seem to pull the black and white story into reality. Artem, about the lamp signal.
생각난 거 있어요?
The two of you speak up almost at the same time. Artem signals for you to go first with a gentle glance. It seems he's eagerly awaiting your response. Mine, not my words. Was this the one?
거의 나왔어요. 바로 그 다음 대사거든요.
The next line, listen to my heart.
맞아요. 바로 그거예요.
Listen to my heart. You were referring to that line, mine, not my words. Listen to my heart, right?
맞아요. 어떻게 알았어요?
Because you turned to look at me when the protagonist said that. It was as if Artem wanted to say that to you while the protagonist shouted that sentence out to the ocean.
나 스스로 비밀을 털어놓은 셈이네요.
More like, I just sort of cheated. After all, I know you much better than that movie and its lamp signals. But why did you suddenly want to?
전에 밤의 항해를 봤을 때가 생각났거든요. 비슷한 상황이 또 펼쳐진다면 난 나도 모르게 마음을 닫거나 기분을 숨기려고 할 거예요. 그런 상황이 되더라도 마음에도 없는 내 말은 무시해줘요.
The street lamps along the road give off a dim haze of light like a misty sea fog, while the night breeze is like the wind over the sea, carrying Artem's low voice to your ears.
내 마음을 들어줘요.
I will. I think we bought this Blu-ray disc of Night Voyage the last time we watched the remastered version. You put the disc back where it was, feeling some mixed emotions and a little anticipation. We learned two different lamp signals after watching Night Voyage 2 times. Who knows, we might think of something new the next time we watch it.
오늘 밤은 어때요? 프로젝터의 위치를 조금 바꿨거든요. 겸사겸사 오늘 밤에 한번 시험해보죠.
Sure, let's do it tonight. Hoyoland. After their family outing event was so well received, Hoyoland recently launched another team event called Dreamweaver and introduced many new rewards. What caught your eye the most is the reward for the fun Q&A, a commemorative Homo headband. Upon learning how much you want that headband, Artem proposes both of you participate in the challenge so he can help you win it. The two of you arrive at the event venue on the weekend. You glance at the dance crowd all around you as you stand in the long line. Are all these people here for the fun Q&A? Seems like we have a lot of competition.
걱정하지 마요. 미리 준비해뒀거든요. 너무 마이너한 문제만 아니면 자신 있어요.
I trust you.
그럼 다음 참가자.
Huh? It's our turn. Artem answers the staff members' questions one by one, getting each one right effortlessly. He quickly gets to the last question. You cheer Artem on from offstage, your initial nervousness replaced by the joy of being so close to seeing the commemorative Homo headband twitching its ears at you.
마지막 문제는 정해진 답이 없는 오픈 퀴즈입니다. 참가자 여러분 모두 솔직한 답변을 들려주시면 됩니다. 합리적인 답변이라면 모두 유효합니다.
The staff member pauses and clears their throat, as if deliberately creating a moment of suspense.
이번 문제는 자신만의 드림 메이커에 대해 말씀해 주세요.
Dreamweaver, alright, it's the theme of this event. Normally speaking, you can just say it's Homer or some other classic cartoon character, but you should have this in the back.
드림 메이커?
Artem pauses for a second and casts a glance downstage, looking across the dense crowd of visitors and fixing his gaze on you.
내 지난날의 아쉬움을 채워주는 사람이요.
오, 왠지 사연 있는 대답 같은데요. 미리 말씀드린 것처럼 이 문제는 어떻게 대답하든 모두 정답입니다. 자, 그럼 모든 퀴즈를 맞추셨습니다. 축하드려요.
The two of you receive the Homo headband from the staff and leave the game zone together. Hoyoland. After leaving the Q&A competition area, you head to the side of the street to wait for the parade floats. There's still some time before the floats arrive, and there are almost no other visitors around you, so your conversation amidst the gentle breeze can only be heard by the two of you. Artem, about that question on the Dreamweaver, why did you...
이상해요? 나한테는 당신이 바로 그 답인거려.
Artem's voice sounds softer and more innocent than usual, possibly because of the atmosphere at the amusement park.
전에 여기 같이 왔을 때 놀이공원에 대한 내 상상과 아쉬움을 당신이 채워줬잖아요. 근데 그때 당신이 채워준 건 그게 다가 아니에요.
A Homo mascot suddenly runs past the two of you, followed by a group of cheering children. To make himself clear amidst the noise, Artem leans in close to your ear and speaks softly, so intimately that it almost sounds like a whisper.
놀이공원 말고도 다른 사람한테는 평범한 것들이 나한테는 텅 빈 세상이었어요. 그런 곳을 당신이 채워줬죠. 게다가 나 스스로도 몰랐던 동경과 기대 모두 당신이 하나하나 답해줬어요. 당신은 나의 드림 메이커예요.
Memories rush back to your mind. You know that Artem is referring to the time you helped him make up for his childhood regrets. The two of you almost rode every single ride that day, laughing freely and losing track of time. That was also your fondest memory of an amusement park. It feels like you and Artem have been doing things like this for each other the entire time, making up for regrets, planning a future together, and become dreamweavers for each other. As the parade floats slowly draw near amidst the warm, gentle breeze, a wave of cheers from excited visitors echoes in the distance. Just before the crowd arrives, you stand on your tiptoes and whispers in his ear. Artem, if you ever got a question like this again, let me answer it for you. Because I want you to know that you are also my answer to that question, and you always will be. You return the Homo headband to its original position. I just got another promotional message from Hoyoland a couple of days ago. Their new theme event is about to begin.
이번 테마는 뭐죠?
Seeing that Artem seems interested, you pull out your phone, bring up the promotional video for Hoyoland's latest theme event, and show it to him.
호무의 마법 여행. 재미있을 것 같네요. 이벤트 시작이 이번 주 토요일인데 마침 우리 다른 일정도 없으니 같이 가볼까요?
Sounds good to me. They must have some new commemorative prizes for the team event. Let me participate in the contest and snatch those rewards this time.
그럼 난 무대 아래서 응원할게요.
You all go over the newly reorganized bedroom with Artem, checking every object laden with memories. The reminiscing has come to an end, but your new life together has just begun.
좀 더 선보고 싶은 것 있어요?
No, everything is perfect. I would have done this with you if I had known that decorating the bedroom would bring up so many good memories.
절반 정도 정리했을 때 나도 둘이 같이 꾸미면 더 의미 있겠다는 생각이 들더라고요.
Autumn lets out a light sigh.
우리 같이 만든 아름다운 추억이 너무 많아서 기념품을 두다 보면 어느 것 하나 버릴 것이 없더라고요. 그래도 기억으로만 담아둘 수 있는 소중한 기념이 아직도 잔뜩 있긴 해요.
Seems like we should revisit them more often so the memories won't fade. The word coexist suddenly pops up in your mind. When you two first moved into your new residence, Arthur mentioned that coexisting with you would be the ultimate phase of love he wanted to experience. And the meaning of that is becoming clearer now. It not only refers to the coexistence of both of your souls, but that of your past and future. Two people under the same roof, sharing countless memories. That is what makes a home complete. The two of you will be here forever, keeping each other company every day and night. The Homo headband from Hoyland is absolutely adorable. I'm curious about what the memento for the new event will be. Are they going to be distributing more headbands? I'll need a special cabinet just to store them all if I'm to collect more of these headbands. Autumn's voice is recorded in the teddy bear. I'm going to choose some stories so Artem can record them. Entering a new chapter in life, I could use some new bedtime stories to keep me company. This eye mouse never fails to amaze me, no matter how many times I see it. It's just so adorable. And Autumn looks even cuter wearing it. I gave this pair of keychains to Artem as a birthday present. With each birthday present, it's not just the gift that matters, but also an entire year worth of love and good wishes. Autumn gave me this red bean dice as a gift when he confessed his love to me. It's almost one of our most precious mementos. Like the red bean set into a die, my yearning is etched into my very bones. I still remember the Winter Wish Festival clearly, as if it happened just yesterday. Autumn and I will celebrate more festivals together in the future. Several movie discs are scattered on the bottom shelf of the coffee table, so it's easy to grab one whenever we want. Sometimes Autumn just picks a random one to watch, like drawing from a mystery box. But only a small collection is stored in the bedroom. Most of the discs are kept in the other rooms. Study. Sunlight fills the study on a Saturday afternoon. You sit with your back to the sun, engrossed in a novel. As you read a suspenseful part of the story, you suddenly hear the doorbell ring, followed by the faint sound of the door opening and closing. Footsteps approach, and Artem enters the study carrying a tightly wrapped delivery box. A new delivery? What did you buy? It looks so carefully packaged. I don't know what it is either. It was sent from an overseas address and is addressed to both of us. Artem suddenly freezes as he's about to put down the package, as if something caught his attention. He lowers his head and slowly brings his ear close to the box. He gives the box a few quick shakes and listens closely, with his ear pressed against the package. He then raises his head with a confused look on his face. I think something might be broken inside. What? Don't tell me it broke during transport. Let's open it up and see. Your anxiousness is quickly replaced by curiosity as you and Artem open the package together. With the last layer of packaging removed, you find a box filled with glass shards of various colors and shapes. Did it just completely shatter on the way here? Doesn't look like it. The shards have smooth edges, so they must have been specially processed. Let me take a look. Huh, is that an envelope in there? Watch out, you don't want to cut yourself. I'll get it for you. Autumn pulls out a plain envelope with two lines of somewhat messy writing in a foreign language on the front. Taking the letter opener you hand to him, he opens the letter and smiles after browsing through its contents. We have no reason to worry. Nothing is broken. These glass shards are exactly what the coffee shop owner intended to send us. He said it's a belated housewarming gift to celebrate our love and to thank us for sharing our wonderful story with him. Oh, so he was the one who sent it. The colorful shards in the box glimmer in the sunlight, their sparkling brilliance bringing back your memories of a day several months ago. Study. You want to write back to the coffee shop owner? Yeah, he went out of his way to bring us closer, so I think he'll be delighted to hear about what's happened between us afterward. When the movie launch came to an end, you and Artem learned about what had happened during your first encounter. Many years ago, the two of you happened to visit the same coffee shop while traveling overseas for different reasons. It was there that the warm-hearted and romantic elderly shop owner played matchmaker, encouraging you to get to know each other better. Even though the two of you weren't officially introduced, the vinyl record, a gift from the shop owner, eventually helped you piece your memories together. After discovering what really happened, you decide to write a thank you letter to the shop owner. However, writing to a stranger overseas is no easy task. But I don't know the name or address of the shop, and my language skills are... I know the name of the shop, so you should be able to find the address online. And don't worry about the language barrier. I can write it for you as long as it's just everyday conversation. But, hmm? That night was the only time I'd ever visited the coffee shop, and everything happened in such a flurry that I don't know the shop owner's name. I don't know how to address him in the letter, and it might come across as rude if I don't include his name. What about to the mysterious coffee shop owner? Okay, then, we could write, "We want to thank you for our miraculous encounter." Study. After that, you and Artem sent out the letter to the address you found, along with some special stylish coffee beans as a small thank you gift. But since so many years have passed, you're both uncertain whether the shop owner has received the letter, and you don't really expect a reply. I almost forgot. I can't believe you wrote a reply and sent us a gift. But what are these glass shards for? He says in the letter that they are used to make household decorations. You can find matching tools in the box, come up with your own design and create something yourselves. We can design and craft some decorations ourselves. That's a very meaningful present. And interesting too. Autumn puts the letter away in the drawer and starts to examine the tools in the box, intrigued. What do you want to make? A lampshade, wine chimes, or a new jewelry box? It's the first time we've ever made something like this, so I think I'd be best to make a decoration that simple. I haven't decided what to make yet, but I hope it can. Traveling overseas, meeting in the coffee shop, and the movie lounge that brought back our memories. All these are wonderful experiences we've shared together. So I was thinking maybe we can create a memento of these memories. That would be a wonderful meaning for a memento. I'm sure we can make it a reality. After hearing your idea, Autumn picks out a red glass shard with rounded edges, looking thoughtful. As he moves it, the colorful glass reflects the sunlight in front of the window, casting a bright spot of light onto the wall. I just thought of an issue. Since glass is really good at reflecting light, it would also impact the original light, right? Somewhat, but we could also take advantage of that quality to make use of the light, like this. He picks up more glass shards of various colors and arranges them into a simple pattern. The glass shards cast wonderful images reminiscent of a movie scene from the golden age of film. I see, we'll make the light part of our design. Right, the wall lamp in our bedroom casts a soft light. We can test it there. Okay, but it's still early. We should wait until it's dark to try it out. Autumn glances at the specks of light on the wall. Suddenly, he takes a deep breath, appearing somewhat nervous. I think we might have more reasons to be concerned about making this ourselves than just the light. We'll do it together. Practice makes perfect. I'm sure we'll get the hang of it in no time. Okay. After coming up with a basic idea, the two of you decide to strike while the iron is hot, picking out several glass shards and stringing them together. Now all that's left is to wait for nightfall. Autumn, are you ready? I'm going to turn on the light now. Wait a moment. Alright, go ahead. Bedroom. After hanging the string of colorful glass shards on the plain wall, you flip the switch for the wall lamp and soft light spills down immediately. With the warm light reflecting off the colorful glass shards, rippling shimmers dance on the adjacent wall, like thousands of stars falling into the same river. That looks nice. Wow, it's more than nice. This is spectacular. Drawn to the graceful light, you reach out to touch the starlight just a few inches away. Look, whenever the glass shards move, the shadows on the wall look just like a flowing river. Yeah, it's like the Milky Way. Seemingly inspired by the image, Artem lets out a soft word of praise before turning his gaze to you. I know what we should make. Oh, what is it? I'll keep it a secret for now, so it will be a nice surprise for you. I'll give you directions as we work on it so you can uncover the answer bit by bit. We'll ultimately be finishing it together. With anticipation surging from the bottom of your heart, your thoughts pause for a second under Artem's gaze as you inadvertently repeat the last words he said in a whisper. Great, we'll finish it together. You hear Artem's slow chuckle. It's already late now, let's start tomorrow. We'll start by counting the materials and getting familiar with the tools early tomorrow morning. Then we can try putting together a basic framework. We'll need to clean up a simple tool room for that. How about we use the study? Sounds great. Study. The two of you get to work early the next morning. First, you set up a small workroom in the study and organize all the tools and materials into different categories. Then, you begin working on the preliminary steps to make this craft. Study. Time flies as you both bury yourselves in the work. Before you know it, it's already noon. We've been working on this all morning. Why don't we take a break and have some lunch before we continue? Sure. You and Artem didn't make much progress in the morning, having spent most of the time learning how to use the tools. Artem, as usual, isn't very skilled at crafts. Still, he's implementing his ideas step by step, slowly but steadily, which makes you even more curious about the design he has in mind. What could it be? Study. After a brief rest, the two of you return to the workbench and continue where you left off. Just pause and take a break if you feel tired. Okay. I'm confident that we'll be more efficient in the afternoon. Study. You place the finished pieces on the shelf. The moment you turn around, you see light glinting across the wall, resembling an ethereal butterfly. Believing for a moment that it's real, you instinctively reach out to catch it, but it slips away from your fingertips. As you turn around, you see the person controlling it standing behind the workbench, his eyes squinting slightly at your curious gaze. The color you can see in the daylight is different from what you can see at night under the light from a lamp. Let me take a look. There isn't a lot of space on the workbench, so you squeeze up against Artem's shoulder and wait as he finishes adjusting the tools, casting a beam of light as colorful as a bouquet. But you don't focus on the bouquet of light. Instead, you turn to capture Artem's focused and fascinated gaze. I've noticed that you seem particularly interested in this colorful sequence. In fact, it was clear from the start that Artem was very interested in making the craft this time. Dealing with the glass proves more exhausting than you imagined. Slicing, polishing, embedding, and connecting the pieces together, the basic procedures alone take a considerable amount of time. But Artem has always remained focused and patient. He even suggested challenging yourself and trying a more complex crafting method just now. I thought you might not like these kinds of disorderly decorations, just like those messy reports at work. No, I actually find it interesting to piece everything together, transforming the chaotic elements into something organized. But what really interests me is where they came from. Where they came from? Is there anything special about that? The bouquet disperses in an instant. Autumn rolls up his sleeves and places the glass shards separately on the table. He lowers his gaze to look at the glass, and you look down as well, but all you can see is that the shards vary in shape, color, and texture. In his letter to us, the shop owner mentioned that the glass shards had been collected from glass factories all around the world. They probably originated from various locations, some from mountains and others from the depths of oceans. Then they are gathered here, pieced together by our own hands in a cohesive work, something that belongs to us alone. You're aware that he cautiously avoids any description of the mysterious work, so with a smile, you refrain from asking any further questions. So, you're saying that this little trinket in front of us is actually made of hundreds of different pieces of ore from around the world and formed over an incredibly long time? Huh, I suddenly feel like we're creating something truly incredible. All the more reason to keep going. We've done enough for today. Let's continue working on it tomorrow. Okay then, let's start early tomorrow. The two of you return the materials and tools to where they were and leave the workroom together, eager to continue working tomorrow. Study. As you and Atom get more familiar with the tools, you are also picking up speed in the crafting process. Which part are we going to work on today? Let's see, we're here now. Let me show you. Okay. Bedroom. Having achieved your goal for the day, you and Atom gather the tools and leave the study that is temporarily being used as a workroom. Thinking about the progress you two have made over the past few days, you can't help but smile on your way back to the bedroom. Today, you. Hmm? What? Have you already figured out my surprise for you? Parts of it, yeah. You're thinking about crafting a set of glass wine charms that resemble our engagement ring, aren't you? Although Artem insists on keeping the design a secret, you can still more or less guess his idea halfway through the crafting process. Because the part you two have already completed features a moon made of colorful glass shards with a glass charm hanging underneath. And the ring Artem prepared for his proposal resembles a sun embraced by a moon, symbolizing the idea of the sun and moon always being together. Yes, you're always able to guess what I'm thinking. I can't guess everything. There are still parts of you that I can't quite figure out, which I'm waiting for you to divulge. For example, how did you come up with the idea to use the design for the ring again? It was because of our experiment the other night. When I saw that flowing river, I thought maybe our sun and moon could also be like that, rotating forever and ever. And once I thought of it, nothing else seems more fitting. A gift from where we met, a token of our engagement, and a home we've both built together. It feels as if there's a line connecting all the important events since we met, and this line was created by us. The gentle voice by your ear gradually fades. Artem suddenly pauses and clears his throat, somewhat embarrassed. Actually, I didn't think of all these reasons until the next day. Huh? Artem pulls you down to sit on the sofa. I didn't have time to think that much. I only wanted to hang our keepsake somewhere we could see at first glance. I like this surprise a lot. Holding his hand, you look around the room. We've put so many mementos on display in our room, but we've kept that ring in the jewelry box the whole time. I hope we can display it in another way too, like how you've designed it. And once I guess the design you were working on, I feel like I was looking forward to completing it even more. I'm looking forward to it too. Study. After a busy week at work, it's finally the weekend, and you and Autumn finally have the time to continue crafting. The most important part is coming up. I'm getting a little nervous. Don't be nervous, we'll just go at our own pace. Study. After spending some time speaking with the person on the other end of the phone, Autumn hangs up and turns to you, looking troubled. The shop owner said that the color and texture of the glass shards vary from batch to batch, so it would be very difficult to find identical ones. I went ahead and ordered a batch in a similar color. We can wait and see once it gets here. Actually, before you can finish your sentence, you catch Autumn's inquiring gaze and hesitate. When you two were working on the craft yesterday, you accidentally shattered the glass representing the sun, and it didn't occur to you that it was the only shard of its kind left. The two of you tried to replace it with shards of similar colors, but none of them looked quite bright next to the part you had already completed. For that reason, Autumn called the craft shop installers, hoping to find the most similar glass shard to complete the decoration. I was going to say that if we can't find a similar shard, we might as well try the opposite approach and use the shard with the greatest contrast. It could make the craft more unique. But considering that this is based on our ring, would Artem feel that what we've done is less than perfect if we use a different color? Should I ask him about it directly, or would it be better to talk about something else first? Artem, you. The two of you speak up almost simultaneously. After a moment of hesitation, you gestures for him to go first. I just wanted to say that, given the current situation, the work we complete is likely to be flawed. Do you mind? No, I don't mind. You answer before Artem can finish his sentence. To your surprise, you and Artem were both worried about whether the other person would be concerned about the same issue. You find it somewhat amusing but feel very relieved after sharing your opinion. You know, I was actually going to ask you the same thing. It's great that neither of us needs to worry about it anymore. At any rate, it's impossible to restore the broken glass shard, so maybe we should just try to find another way to make use of it. Yeah, you can't completely fix what's broken. I think I have an idea. Just as you're about to ask him further, Artem has already taken your hand and leans in to explain in a whisper. 2 days later, you and Artem receive the materials from the craft store. This glass shard looks very similar to the one we broke. You're right, it has a similar color and texture. It would be difficult to tell the difference unless you look closely. You and Artem exchange a glance, a smile in your eyes. But we don't need a perfect substitute anymore. The two of you have already found a better solution, one that's far more meaningful than simply seeking perfection. All that's left to do is finish the work. Study. After working on the decoration for such a long time, you are finally approaching the final stages of the crafting process. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it looks like when we've finished. You should be able to see the end product today. Great, then let's dive into it and finish it up. Study. We're done. You can't help but let out a soft sigh as you look at the finished product on the workbench, reflecting on what the two of you have done over the past few days. When we first received that box of glass shards, I never imagined that we'd be able to create something like this. But I still wonder what it will look like in the light. After all, we did change our design halfway. Let's hang it up first and see how it looks. We can still make adjustments if it doesn't look as good as we hope. It's also getting dark, so we might want to take it back into the room and try it out there. Sure, let's bring it there together. Bedroom. The two of you hang the completed glass set of wine chimes on the wall as the age go. Then you turn on the wall lamp. Light pours down like water, illuminating the decorations below and making everything shimmer with a brilliant radiance. It's beautiful. It turned out just the way we expected. Artem speaks softly next to you, and you find yourself nodding in agreement. The accessory hanging beneath the wall lamp is a moon crafted from many colorful glass shards embracing a broken sun. It isn't entirely accurate to call that item a sun because according to your design, it's meant to represent a new star being born. On the day you two broke the glass shard, Arthur found new inspiration in the fragments. Study. You can't fix what's broken. I get it now. Before you can ask him anything, Artem has already taken your hand, answering your unspoken question with actions rather than words. He pulls you over to pick carefully among the hundreds of shards shining like numerous stars. The sun, or rather, all stars, are born from molecular clouds. And after a star is born, it continuously releases interstellar gas and dust into the universe. His finger pauses in front of his shard with sharp corners, gently tracing the spots of color on its surface. These interstellar substances are the tiniest entities in the universe. It takes countless hypotheses and calculations for them to come together. But there's always a kind of attraction among them. They are destined to meet and form larger nebulae. Beings that are destined to meet. Yeah, and hundreds of millions of years later, new stars will be born in the nebulae and undergo a new run of evolution. What comes from the universe will return to the universe. Atom lets go of your hand, and the pieces of colorful glass shards you both selected have been arranged into a river of scattered stars beneath the crescent moon. As you gaze at the scattered stars before you, you suddenly catch a glimpse of Artem lowering his head, a smile in his eyes. A new design. What do you say we make the sun as it's being born? What's born from the moon will return to the moon. The sun and the moon living their lives together. Bedroom. The decoration emits the flowing luminance under the light, perfectly capturing Artem's idea. The sun and the moon always moving together forever. In your new design, the sun and the moon don't just rotate independently, they are closely tied to each other. An accident that led you and Artem to change your design and create something new. It seems that this experience has brought your relationship to a new level. As you reach out to touch the wind chimes, the glass bell at the end emits a pleasant ringing sound. Artem specifically set aside a few metal latches during the crafting process. We have a new task for our future trips. And what would that be? We should keep an eye on local craft shops and gather some colorful glass shards to fit in here. That's a great idea. I'm just worried that we might end up buying all kinds of stuff. Like bells, feathers, and pretty little shells. We can hang all sort of trinkets here. That would also be nice. That's what makes the memento meaningful. It helps us remember the past and inspire new stories. I always believe that we'll create the next miracle together. Upon hearing the somewhat similar expression, you suddenly realize after a moment of hesitation that he has also captured the exact meaning you had in mind. Autumn turns his gaze to you, gentle and validating, as if he's seen straight through your thoughts. You were the one who inspired me in the first place. The river of stars is still flowing on the wall, as if it will never grow dim. Autumn diverts your attention from the starry river. I'm suddenly a little curious. I wonder what it will look like when sunlight hits it. We'll need to wait until tomorrow to test that out. You're right. Surrounded by the dim and misty light, you find yourself thinking in a daze. You might as well leave tomorrow's problems for tomorrow. Even though you and Autumn have all the time in the world to spend every day and night together, year after year, the days will still pass and never come back. It would be a shame to waste the beautiful moments of tonight. Suddenly, you feel someone's eyes on you. Looking up, you find Autumn staring at you. What? Nothing. Darkness and light shifting ever so suddenly. The scenes before you seem to shimmer, the starry river replaced by a gentle gaze. Autumn. A familiar scent suddenly draws nearer and nearer. He leans in so that his eyes meet yours directly, his fingers brushing against your eyelashes. Autumn gazes unwaveringly into your eyes and chuckles, his laughter light as a feather. The stars are coming out. Oh, yes. He turns to the window, holding you in his embrace. Together, you both gaze out as stars in the night. Bedroom. Before you know it, the stars have started hanging low just outside your window. The intensely hot and bright stars of the universe are quietly visiting the neon-lit city, captured in the gaze of the man you love. What you long for has become a reality on this quiet, peaceful night. The sun, the moon, and the stars are all within reach, gathered under the lamp's light right outside your window.